specific steps?
Yeah. Well, you've hit on a major problem that we've got to come to terms with. We're looking at the short-term economic situation now, and I think it's very good news, but if you go out a little bit, you'll see that we're not going to have Social Security and Medicare as we know it into the future. Our children and our grandchildren certainly are not. We are eating our seed corn. We are spending their money. We're pitting one generation against the next. We're better than that. We've got to do some things better than that, even though the choices are difficult. Number one, we've got to make sure we have a growing economy. That means low taxes, that means less regulation, that means sound fiscal policies, that means less spending on the discretionary side. Our bridges and our infrastructure and things of that nature, our national parks have got to be taken care of. But mainly, we have to let people provide for some of their own savings for their retirement while they're still working. And then lastly, one of the other things that could be done would be to index benefits to inflation. Index benefits to inflation for future retirees. It would not affect current or near retirement people. But for future retirees, instead of having nothing, which is what they're headed for, under the current situation that's unsustainable, they would have protection. But it would be indexed to inflation instead of wages as it is today. And it would solve the problem for several years. It wouldn't solve it indefinitely, but it would give us a window of opportunity to get our arms around the problem. It would be a major step in the right direction.
Thank you, Senator. John.
Congressman Tancredo, I want to go back to something that came up earlier. That's the issue of trade. Governor Romney suggested that one reason our trade problems are so bad is that the negotiators for the Bush administration don't understand business well enough. Do you think that's part of the problem?
No, the negotiators for the Bush administration, probably the worst vote I ever cast was the vote to give the president fast track. Wish I'd have never done it. And I'll tell you why. Because everything I've seen subsequent to that time has been a package, a trade package that I certainly am concerned about from this standpoint. Not necessarily just the trade issues that were involved in it. I mean, talking about the tariffs, CAFTA. Here was a bill over 1,000 pages long to do what? To reduce tariffs between the 6 Central American countries and the United States? That was about a paragraph, right? But it's over 1,000 pages. What worries me about what we've done in trade, what this administration has done in particular, is that we've included all kinds of things in there that had nothing to do with trade. In particular, of course, I'm talking about the immigration-related issues. I offered an amendment on the floor of the House during the debate on CAFTA, Central America Free Trade Agreement, to say that there will be no immigration issues contained inside of a trade package. It was defeated. The chairman of the committee came down to the House floor enraged that I would ever suggest such a thing. There's the problem. We are talking about trade issues that actually begin to impact our national sovereignty. There's the problem. We are reducing the importance of borders and increasing the threat to national sovereignty with the kind of trade programs that we put through up to this point in time.
Jared.
Governor Romney, as you well know, health costs are a huge issue for the automakers in this city. Do you think the Republican Party should take the lead in ending the employer-based health care system we have now and replace it with something else? And if so, what would that be?
Well, I don't believe in replacing what we have, but I believe in improving it. And the way we improve something is not by putting more government into it. Of course, that's what Hillary Clinton wants to do. Hillary Care is government gets in and tells people what to do from the federal government standpoint. In my view, instead, the far right way for us to go is to bring in place the kind of market dynamics that make the rest of the economy so successful. So my plan gets everybody in America insured, takes the burden of free riders off of our auto companies and everybody else and says, let's get everybody in the system. And to do that, we say, look, we're going to have states create their own plans. We did it in our state, and it's working. We're not going to have the federal government tell them how to do it. Number two, we're not going to spend more money. Hillary Clinton's plan costs $110 billion. Mine says let's use the money we're already spending a little more wisely. And number three, instead of having the federal government give you government insurance, Medicare and federal employee insurance, let's have private insurance. But our solutions as Republicans have to be able to deal with the big issue of our time economically for the American family, and that's health care. Get the cost of health care down, get everybody insured, but not in a government takeover, but by using the dynamics that have always made our markets, other markets, so successful. And one more thing, and that is our health care system right now really penalizes individuals that might want to buy their own insurance as opposed to buying it through their company. And that's why I propose that people should be able to get their insurance individually, and it should be that get the same tax treatment as to whether the company buys it for them or they buy it for themselves. And all medical expenses would be tax deductible. This issue, health care, is not a Democratic issue. It's a Republican issue. It's a Democratic fundraising opportunity. They go out and use it to raise money. But the right thing for health care is for us to apply market dynamics to get people insured and to bring the cost of health care down. The plan that we put in place is doing just that.
Thank you, Governor. This is a 30-second answer, and the question is, are unions good for America? And please act like you're a member of a union and limit it to 30 seconds. Okay? I'll start with Congressman Paul. Please, we have to limit the time.
The right to unionize should be a basic right of any group. You should be able to organize. You should have no privileges, no special benefits legislated to benefits the unions, but you should never deny any working group to organize and negotiate for the best set of standards of working conditions.
Governor?
The real fact is unions are going to